Once upon a time in a bustling city, there lived a woman named Shayla. She was known for her radiant smile that could light up any room she entered. People often commented on how her laughter was like the tinkling of bells, and they said it was a sound that could make even the gloomiest of days feel brighter. Shayla had a heart as big as the sun, and her kindness knew no bounds. She always had a helping hand for those in need and was known for her generosity and compassion. She was also incredibly adventurous and loved to try new things. Her curiosity knew no limits, and she approached life with a sense of wonder and enthusiasm that was contagious. But despite all these wonderful qualities, Shayla couldn't help but feel a sense of loneliness. She yearned for someone who could match her energy, someone who could make her laugh until her sides split, and someone who could be her best friend, as well as her lover. Meanwhile, in the same city, there lived a man named Fabian. He was an artist, a painter who saw the world through colors and emotions. His paintings were known for their vibrancy and depth, and art critics often praised his ability to capture the essence of his subjects. Fabian was a dreamer, a man who saw magic in the mundane and who believed that every day was a new opportunity to create something beautiful. He was also incredibly passionate, not just about his art, but about everything he did. He threw himself into each project with a fervor that was inspiring to those around him. But despite all these passions, Fabian couldn't shake off a feeling of emptiness. He longed for someone who could understand his art, someone who could appreciate the beauty he saw in the world, and someone who could be his confidant, his partner in crime, and his one true love. One day, fate decided to play its hand. Sheila and Fabian found themselves at the same cafe, each lost in their own thoughts. The cafe was cozy and filled with the aroma of freshly brewed coffee and pastries. It was the kind of place where people came to relax and recharge, to escape the hustle and bustle of the city for a while. As Sheila sat sipping her latte, she couldn't help but notice the man at the corner table. He was sketching in a notebook, and there was something about the intensity of his focus that drew her in. She found herself watching him as he moved his hand across the page, creating something beautiful out of thin air. Meanwhile, Fabian was so engrossed in his art that he didn't notice Sheila's gaze upon him. He was lost in his own world, creating a masterpiece one stroke at a time. Suddenly, as if drawn by an invisible force, Sheila found herself walking towards Fabian's table. She stood there for a moment, unsure of what to say or do. But then she remembered her mantra, always follow your curiosity. So she sat down at the table without another word. Fabian looked up, startled by the sudden intrusion, and their eyes met. It was a moment of electricity, a spark that ignited the beginning of their love story. "I'm sorry to interrupt," Sheila began, her voice soft and apologetic. "But I couldn't help but notice your drawing. It's beautiful." Fabian looked down at his sketch, and then back at Sheila. "Thank you," he replied, his voice deep and resonant. "I'm just sketching some ideas for my next painting." Sheila leaned in, intrigued. "What are you painting?" Fabian hesitated for a moment, then gestured to the blank page in his notebook. "I don't know yet. I haven't decided." Sheila smiled. "Well, maybe I can help you." Before Fabian could respond, Sheila felt a sense of boldness come over her. Perhaps it was the aroma of coffee in the air, the cozy atmosphere of the cafe, or simply the magic of the moment. Whatever the reason, she found herself blurting out, "Can I see it when it's finished? The painting, I mean?" Fabian looked at Sheila, surprised by her confidence, and then back at his sketchbook. He wasn't sure what to say, but before he could respond, Sheila stood up, her heart pounding in her chest. "It was nice meeting you," she said, hoping she didn't sound too forward. "I'm Sheila." Fabian took a deep breath and smiled. "Fabian." Sheila turned to leave, but then she paused. "I'll be at the corner table by the window," she said over her shoulder. "If you want to show me your finished piece." With that, she left, leaving Fabian to his thoughts. As Sheila walked away, Fabian couldn't help but think about her. There was something about her energy that he found infectious, and he found himself wanting to get to know her better. He thought about his painting, and suddenly he had an idea. He quickly finished his sketch and started working on a new piece, one that would capture the essence of the mysterious woman who had captured his attention. Days turned into weeks, and Fabian worked tirelessly on his painting. He put everything into it, his passion, his love for art, and his growing feelings for Sheila. When it was finally finished, he couldn't wait to show it to her. He knew that she wouldn't understand his art like he did, but he hoped that she would see the beauty in it. More importantly, he hoped that she would see the beauty in him. The day she came to the cafe, Fabian was nervous. He had never shown anyone his art before, let alone someone he barely knew. But he took a deep breath and reminded himself that this was his chance to show Sheila the real him, the man behind the paintbrush. When Sheila arrived at the cafe, she was greeted by the sight of Fabian, standing before a large canvas. On it was a portrait of her, a masterpiece that captured her essence perfectly. She was stunned by the colors, the brushstrokes, and the emotion that poured from the painting. But what truly took her breath away was the look in Fabian's eyes, the way he had managed to capture her spirit, her adventurousness, her kindness, and her love for life. Tears welled up in her eyes as she realized that she had found someone who truly saw her, someone who understood her like no one else. Fabian took a step forward, his heart pounding in his chest. "Sheila," he said, his voice trembling slightly, "this is for you." Sheila looked at Fabian, her eyes shining with tears. "It's beautiful," she whispered. "You captured me perfectly." Fabian smiled, relieved that she liked the painting, but it was the look in her eyes that truly captivated him. They spoke for hours that day, talking about art, life, and their dreams for the future. Sheila learned that Fabian was a dreamer, a man who saw magic in the everyday. And Fabian learned that Sheila was an adventurer, a woman who was always eager to try new things. They discovered that they had more in common than just a love for art and a passion for life. They had found something rare, a connection that went beyond physical attraction. They had found love. As the years passed, Sheila and Fabian's love grew stronger. They traveled the world together, experiencing new cultures, trying new foods, and making countless memories. They faced challenges, of course, as all couples do, but they never lost sight of what had brought them together in the first place: their shared love for art, their passion for life, and most importantly, their love for each other. Their story became a legend in the city, a tale of two souls who found each other amidst the chaos of everyday life. A reminder that love could be found in the most unexpected places.